Yo, YouTube, what's good? Sean LDB, and I'm back with another video. Guys, today we're training back and biceps. I'm gonna get some abs in there as well at the end. Guys, it's summer season is here, and we're getting it done, man. Yeah, I'm just gonna take you guys through my full back and bicep session, sets, reps, all of that's gonna be in the video. But what's gonna be different today is I'm gonna do like a little Q&A as well. Some of the important questions that you guys asked me on Instagram, TikTok, and even on YouTube regarding fitness, health, nutrition, all that sort of stuff. I'm gonna be answering it in this video. So yeah, man, let's not waste any time. Let's get right into it. Back and biceps is going down. Let's go. So back there, you guys know the vibe, man. We're starting off with pull-ups, 4 sets of 10, getting our standard working set in, just to get some activation on the lats and also on the bicep as well. Let's go. So I always get questions around progressive overload. What is it? Should you do it? Well, first of all, you should do it. What is it? Progressive overload is basically finding a way to stimulate your muscles so that, you know, you can optimize muscle growth. There's different ways that you can do this. You can do this by increasing the number of reps that you're doing, increasing the number of sets, adding drop sets or super sets, that sort of thing. Basically, the idea is that rather than just doing a standard 3 sets of 10 or 4 sets of 8 each week, you want to be getting stronger. You want to be progressing your muscle growth. So, for example, with pull-ups, what I would do is, if I was doing weighted pull-ups, I would do maybe on week 1, do it unresisted. Then on week 2, do it with like 5 kilos. Week 3 with 10 kilos. That way, each week you're getting stronger, you're building new muscle, and you're optimizing your training. You don't want to be in a situation where each week you're just doing the same thing and you're not growing, and then you're complaining that you are training, but you're not seeing any results. The reason why you're not seeing any results is because you're not implementing progressive overload. So make sure you add it to your training and get it done. The reason why I like to start off with pull-ups on a back day is because it's like a compound exercise. Just like with legs, you'll start off with squats. With shoulders, you'll start off with a shoulder press. With chest, we'll start off with bench press. With back, starting off with pull-ups, you're working your back, your lats, your biceps, multiple muscle groups at the same time. Yeah, it just provides a good blood flow, good stimulation for the other exercises to come during the session. So I always start off with pull-ups, man. It's always been staple in my routine. I remember during lockdown, I was doing like 10 sets of 10 reps for pull-ups, man. Just doing muscle-ups and all that sort of stuff as well. Not sure if I could do it at this size that I am right now, being 100 kg, but yeah, man, pull-ups is fundamental, man. If you guys can't do a pull-up, then you can do like an assisted pull-up. Then that way, you know, you're still getting some stimulus. But the idea is, guys, you know, you want to be able to do pull-ups, man. You want to be able to pull your body weight up and down. You want to be able to push your body weight. You know, you want to be overall very functional. So yeah, man, add pull-ups to your routine. Start off with it in the beginning of your routine as well. All right, guys, so we're moving on to lat pull down. We're still keeping the tension on the back. We want to get as much blood flow to the back as possible earlier on in the session. So I'm doing 3 sets of 8, quite heavy, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a drop set at the end. You guys will see what I mean. When I was talking about progressive overload earlier, you guys will see how I implement it with certain exercises. So let's go. So another question that I get asked a lot is, what do I do for recovery? I train like 5 or 6 times a week, so I've got to make sure that I'm on top of my recovery. I need to make sure that I'm recovered for each session. Each session, I need to make sure that I'm feeling fresh. So there's different things that I do. I do like ice baths. So if I train legs and my leg sessions are intense, I'll do like ice baths, cold showers. I do physiotherapy as well. I've got a physio who looks after my body. Massage guns are really helpful. But the most important thing I would say is your diet, man. You want to make sure that you're having enough protein in your diet so that your muscles are able to recover and repair through your nutrition. Like, there's no other better way to recover aside from having a really good diet. The only thing I would say that could top the diet is sleep. So guys, you need to make sure that you're getting adequate sleep, minimum of 7 hours per night. And you want a majority of that to be deep sleep. That way, your body feels re-energized, recovered in the morning, and you're feeling fresh and ready to go. So recovery, recovery, recovery. It's so important. If you don't recover properly from these sessions, then you might as well not train, because you need a certain level of recovery to be able to train intensely. So take your recovery seriously, guys. Make sure you're recovering properly. Another question that I get asked a lot is what supplements I take. And I posted about this recently. So in terms of supplements, there's different ones that I take because each supplement that I take serves a different purpose. So for training, I take whey protein, creatine, and citrulline malate or L-citrulline. For general health and well-being, I do omega-3s, vitamin D, vitamin B. For sleep and recovery, I do zinc, magnesium. These are like my fundamental supplements I've been taking for ages. Even back in my running days, I used to take these sort of supplements. Again, they aid recovery, promote general health and well-being. So yeah, man, just as important as your nutrition, your supplements have to be on point as well. Obviously, supplements can't replace nutrition. It can't replace your diet, but it's a supplement. So it can definitely add to your recovery and definitely add to your muscle growth and add to you just being more healthy. So yeah, man, keep on top of your supplements. It's very, very important. So I've just done my top set weight. It's my heaviest weight now. I'm doing a drop set. I'm lowering the weight, not by half, about 3/4 of what I've just done, and I'm going straight into it. So that set that you guys just saw now, that was a drop set. So I did my top set, my heavy set. I did that for 8 reps. And then I dropped the weight to about 3/4 of what I was previously doing. And I did that for 12 reps. That makes a complete set. Drop sets are a fantastic way to really stimulate muscle growth and to really force blood to the muscles and to ultimately get gains, man. You guys want gains, right? And then you need to add drop sets to your workouts. You need to add drop sets to certain exercises so that you stimulate your muscles enough so that they can ultimately grow. Alright guys, so we're moving on to biceps. We're at the preacher pump machine. So we've done the pull-ups, we've done the lat pull down. Normally what I like to do for my back and bicep session is alternate how I'm doing my exercises. So I'm not going to do like a bunch of back exercises in one go and then do a bunch of bicep exercises in one go. That's not what I like to do. What I like to do is a few back exercises and then switch it up, do some bicep, just so that I'm stimulating my entire upper body region all at the same time. So we're doing preacher curl. We're going for 3 sets of 8 heavy, and then we're gonna start playing around, start doing some drop sets. And you guys will see my pump. At the end of this, you guys are gonna see my bicep pump, and you're gonna understand why you need to be implementing drop sets. But let's go. Another question that I get asked a lot is, how do I balance work, life, and training? Guys, I have a full-time job. Aside from being an online coach, I also have an office job. I work full-time. I just make sure that I have my priorities straight, man. I have a calendar. I have a certain time that I do things. I have a certain time that I'm working. I have a certain time that I'm training. I have a certain time that I'm attending to clients. It's all about prioritization, organization, and it ultimately comes down to how bad you want it, man. If you've got goals, and those goals are non-negotiable, it doesn't really matter what's happening around you. You're gonna do whatever it takes to make sure that you achieve your goals. That's just how I process things. There's not really too much science or thought behind it. It's like, all right, cool, this is my calendar, this is my schedule, this is what I'm gonna do on this specific day, and I get it done. Obviously, life happens and things get in the way, but it's about how quickly you can bounce back from things not going to plan and getting things back into plan. So no excuses, guys, man. There's no excuses. I'm working full time. I basically have 2 jobs, and I train and I meal prep. I make sure I get everything done. And that's what I want to help you guys do as well, man. Get on top of your nutrition, get on top of your workouts. That's why I do the coaching, because I know there's so many of you guys that are actually struggling to find the time to balance training with work and with family. It all comes down to having a plan and working around your schedule. But ultimately, you need someone to keep you accountable. I've been doing this for years, so I've built the discipline within myself to keep to my plan and to stick to the plan. But for a lot of you guys, it's not the same thing. So that's why coaching link is in my bio. Let's get right. Enough excuses. Let's actually make shit happen, man. Like, we're in 2025 and I've still got guys messaging me about, oh, I need to be more consistent, I need a better routine. There's no excuse, guys. It's how bad you want it, and it's all about making that investment in yourself. I've always done preacher curl, but ever since I started taking it really seriously, my bicep gains, like, you guys can see that, man. My peak is like coming out so much. My bicep gains are like on another level now. But that's because I'm focusing on one specific thing in this exercise, and that's making sure that I'm getting a full stretch. So you guys can see, when I set myself up, I've got a full stretch in this position. That way I'm activating the entire long head of the bicep. I'm not starting from here and doing like half reps. I'm literally starting from here and I'm curling all the way up and all the way down, making sure that I'm getting a full stretch and a full squeeze. And that's how muscles grow. A full stretch and a full squeeze is going to stimulate your muscles, get them bigger, get them stronger, and that's what you guys want. So you want to get a full stretch and a full squeeze right to the top. now we're moving on to seated row. This is going to target our lower back. Normal standard working set, but what I want you guys to focus on is the principle that I was talking about before. Stretch and squeeze. Guys, if you really want to build muscle, you need to be intentional with how you're training and how you're manipulating the weight. That's what it comes down to. Like, if you're lifting heavy weight but you're not controlling it properly, the amount of growth that you're going to experience is going to be limited. Whereas if you're actually focusing on the mind-muscle connection, then you've got a better chance of not getting injured and actually growing some serious muscle. So let's go. So a lot of you guys want to know, how did I go from skinny athlete to natural bodybuilder? So there's different things that I did along the way. I posted my transformation on Instagram many times. You guys know that I started off as an athlete. What I would say is the most important thing is not only having a plan, but actually having structure and having guidance. It didn't happen overnight. Obviously, when I stopped doing athletics, I had to reevaluate how I was training, how I was eating, how I was sleeping. Everything changed. I didn't do any dirty bulks or anything like that. I focused on a clean calorie surplus. Over time, I went from running every day to literally focusing on steps and getting a good step count in. Once in a while, I'll still do like a 3 kilometer or 5 kilometer run just to make sure that my heart health is in good condition. But literally, I had to cut the running by quite a lot. And supplementation, I would say it was a big one. Started focusing more on protein for recovery, creatine for muscle growth, and being focused, man, being focused and being intentional, especially when training. You know, it went from a point where I was doing the basics really well to then I thought to myself, how can I stimulate my muscles in another way? And that's when supersets, drop sets, giant sets, all of those sort of things started to come into play. But what I would say is it's my journey. If you guys are looking to transform your physique, it can be done in half the time that it took me if you've actually got a coach that makes a plan for you, keeps you accountable, and literally guides you every step of the way. I did it all myself, and I'm happy that I was able to do it myself, but had I had a coach, it would have been a lot quicker. So that's why I always go on about, you know, my coaching and having accountability, having a coach that can actually, you know, guide you every step of the way. I'm your guy for that. If you guys are looking to transform your physique, go from A to B, 0 to 100, I can help you get there with a structured plan, structured workouts, structured nutrition, and most importantly, that accountability that you get by having a coach. So now we're moving on to single arm row. Guys, it's very important that you include some form of unilateral work in your exercise program. That way you're getting equal amounts of strength and muscle growth on both sides. So let's go. So we've got straight bar curls. We're going for 3 sets of 10. Towards the end of my session, I like to just do like standard working sets. So the idea is that by the end of your session, you guys should feel exhausted. You should be spent. You shouldn't have excess energy by the end of your session. If you've got energy at the end of your session, it means you're not training hard enough. So at this point now, I'm just trying to conserve a little bit more energy because I've still got like 2 exercises left. But yeah, we're doing 3 sets of 10 for our biceps, straight bar curl. Let's get into it, man. How do you get back into your routine after you've fallen off track? So guys, I think a lot of you guys spend too much time obsessing over the fact that you've fallen off track. Like, okay, cool, you might have eaten a meal that was off plan, or you might not have trained on a specific day when you were meant to. As soon as you identify that, acknowledge it for what it is, and then get back right into it. I think the period of time that you guys spend pondering between you falling off track and doing something about it is too long. You need to close that gap and literally just get back into your routine as soon as possible. Don't obsess over the fact that you've fallen off track, and obsess over how quickly you're gonna be able to get back on track. Like, I'll have days where like I don't train, I miss a training session, or I eat a meal that's off plan. But the next day I'm back into it, I'm getting my steps in, I'm making sure that I'm training intensely. So the issue happens when you've spent 3, 4, 5 days, a week from the gym and you've been eating like shit. So make sure that you're sticking to your plan as closely as possible. But if you do fall off track, that's fine. Just get back on it the next day. Our final back exercise for today is a seated diverging row. We're going for, I've got about 4 sets in me, but I'm gonna go for 3 sets of 10. Focus on the stretching and the squeezing, and the mind-muscle connection, and just executing each rep with good form. This exercise is gonna target your mid-back and also your lats as well. So make sure you include it in your program, man. With the back is such a big muscle group that, you know, you need to target the different areas if you want to really get that development and that V taper. So let's go. People always ask me, how do I stay so motivated? I'm not motivated. I'm disciplined, consistent, and I enjoy the journey. Discipline, you gotta show up every day even when you don't feel like it. Consistent, you gotta be frequent with what you're doing. Make sure that you're sticking to the plan and following the routine. And ultimately, you gotta enjoy the journey, man. As much as you are looking for a specific outcome and a specific result, you gotta fall in love with the process. They say fall in love with the process. They don't say that for no reason. Like, if you do that, the results are gonna come. So discipline, consistency, and enjoy the journey, man. It's not about motivation, because motivation comes and goes. Some days you feel like going, some days you don't feel like going. Some days you feel like eating clean, some days you don't feel like eating clean. It's all about being disciplined, consistent, and enjoying the process. Cool, so the next exercise and the final exercise that we've got is the bar cable curls. We're going for 3 sets of 10 reps, making sure that we're getting a full squeeze at the top and we're fully extending at the bottom, man. Guys, we're coming to the end of the session, but we still got to be focused. We still got to be locked in. Normally, a lot of people towards the end of the session, they start, you know, letting their reps go. They're not really as focused. They're not executing each rep as well as they could. But that's not us. Here at LDV, we don't do that, man. We make each rep count. We make each set matter. So let's go. I promised you guys that we were going to do some abs at the end, so I'm going to take you through a quick ab exercise that I like to do at the end of my back day, just to make sure that we're keeping our core nice and tight. You know, we want to make sure that our abs are on show for summer, man. You want to be able to walk around in a beach and take your top off and to feel yourself. So a quick little exercise that I like to do is literally hanging knee raises. You guys can do hanging leg raises, hanging knee raises, doesn't really make a difference. This is going to target your abs. So for this specific exercise, you guys don't need to rush the movement. You can see how slow I'm doing it. You want to make sure that you're lifting your knees up slowly and bringing them down slowly. Because what happens is, if you do it too fast, you're going to be rocking back and forth, and you don't want that. So not only are we working on our core, but we're working on our stabilizing muscles as well. It's important to have abs. Every guy wants abs. Even every woman wants abs. But you also want a good, stable core. And executing these exercises with the right technique is so important to develop not only your abs, but also your core strength as well. Yes guys, that was my full back and biceps workout. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you save it and get it done. Guys, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram as well, guys. I post daily workouts, routines, motivation, nutrition, Sean LDV. I'll leave the description below. And guys, stay locked in, man. Stay focused, stay locked in. Remember in the beginning of the year, I said that this year, 2025, we're going after our goals. We're halfway through the year. So let's keep the pressure on, let's keep the momentum going, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.